This is the ballsiest I've ever seen Kevin in his Jeep. I wonder if he means to be this ballsy. It looks cool though. I came to heckle you, Kevin. Woo, look it out. Oh no! He just tore a tire as I was watching. We're just on the other side of the Eisenhower Tunnel. For all you people that have never trailered down super steep mountains and stuff in big grades, we just sit here at redline, or almost redline, at like 3,100 RPM with the truck in tow mode and it in gear, and I don't even have to touch the brakes, which is nice, because back in the day you'd have to ride your brakes and try not to melt them and stuff. In my old diesel truck that was like a 2003, which sounds so old now. But now it's so simple. Oh, and here we go. There's a runaway truck ramp coming up. It'd be terrifying to be one of these 18-wheelers and do this. This is what the ramp looks like. You can go on YouTube and see people use them. It's crazy. It looks completely vertical once you get up to it.
That would be so funny.
Especially in an 18-wheeler to hit something that vertical. But they just buried themselves in that and then stop. So we're on the other side of the Eisenhower Tunnel, out on 70, west of Denver by like an hour and a half or so. But now there's been pretty bad traffic so far, but we're heading up to Wheeler Lake today. I've actually never done Wheeler Lake, and then so that's kind of fun. And then Saturday, it is a really popular trail. I don't know why I've never done it, but there's a lot of trails out here. And then Saturday we're gonna go run Holy Cross, which I have run. I ran it about 8 years ago maybe, and then I drove it about 20 years ago when I was a kid. So that's kind of fun going back to places every, decade or so.
All right, this Dodge here having a problem. Not sure what it is exactly. Can't get it into neutral though. So we're having to drag it off the road.
New Dodges are dumb, True. They're so dumb. You can't put it in neutral.
I looked up a couple of videos. Everything's saying like take off all the interior pieces. It's not in a safe spot. We're on an exit. So we're gonna hook it up and drag it off the road at the moment, just because this is not a safe situation. Bra 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 bra.
It's working.
No problem.
Oh, it's because the front aren't locked. It's actually not too bad.
Yeah, so it's just pulling the backs.
Brittany, go. Cool. The torque of that V8.
Brub 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 brub. Now that it turned, the wheel started switching.
Okay.
All right, starting off the day being late for a trail. Why, Kevin?
Because y'all had to go get some weed from the weed store.
That's not what happened. There's no box, bro.
All right, we have 4 people in the Humvee today. Say hello to everybody. Mark's for the back seat, Sarah and True. What? And there's the Land Cruiser, or Lexus GX Land Cruiser thingy going by. We're at the parking lot here. The trail is supposed to be 1 mile down this way, and we're about to get started as soon as all the vehicles start coming. We're about 20 yards into the first. Watch your face, Sarah. We're 20 yards into the first part of the trail, and I didn't do the first obstacle and film it, but this is beautiful. We have beautiful scenic mountains, and we're about to roll under what looks like an old mining setup. Oh, we got a waterfall. We're gonna have to get out and look at this. So this is our group. Humvee's leading. I don't know why I'm leading. I don't know where we're going whatsoever, but I always end up in front. And then we have a bunch of Jeeps. We have a sweet, sweet 4Runner. I love 4Runners. And this is the mining setup, which looks so sketchy over that. I want to go in there, but it looks like it's gonna fall. And we have a waterfall. Man, imagine being up here. I doubt you could be up here in the winter working because you couldn't do anything. We'll do it real fast. Oh, I get to jump. Here we go. Whoop. And the gap. Whoop. Oh, and my shoes untied. Mind to the gap.
Living life dangerously.
For all you guys new to off-roading, it looks like there's two ways. We go that way? Was that the hard way coming up? There looked like there was like a cool rock crawling trail coming up. Yeah, we're going that way. We have to get over all these rocks. Looks super easy. I always try and take a stupid difficult line. So I was trying to like get super tippy and get up there. Like this thing doesn't even get tippy. And basically we're just gonna drive right up this. Let's do it. Famous last words, huh? So this is a vehicle I've always wanted but never bought. It's a little tiny 4Runner. They're so lightweight and fun and nimble and cool, but I never actually bought one. I always got Land Cruisers. Woo. Makes it look so easy, look at it. Those gearing and stuff is super important, and like he probably has 2 transfer cases and 529 gears and lockers and all that stuff. Yeah. My stuff is always like literally stock, except for the Jeep. So for,
There you go.
I was gonna say, for the people that don't know what lockers are, he didn't have them on because they're electric, and one axle had one tire on each axle was spinning, and then it looked like he engaged and we just caught traction and then went right up. Ooh, this is super unique. This is what looks like, I got bugs on me, an S10 pickup truck with a solid axle swapped in the front because they never came that way, with H2 wheels, Hummer wheels, off the GM version, coilovers up front. So it looks like he did a lot of fancy stuff to the front, and the back is still pretty simple. You hardly ever see these things out on the trails.
I'm gonna let Aaron.
No, you do your
my
thing.
video.
I moved down here 5 feet away, so you weren't.
No, you're doing such a
my
good
audio.
job. You're saving me so much effort right now.
I'm the lazy like version of Brittany doing this. And here's a Grand Cherokee. So these are also kind of rare to see out there. Mostly because it was hard to fit big tires on them when they were newer. So you kind of have to cut to fit big tires or lift them really high. And now that they're really inexpensive, like that's probably a $2,000 or $3,000 vehicle, maybe even less without the lift and all the parts on it, just like the normal Grand Cherokee. No one feels bad tearing them up. You can tell that he looks like he cut the fenders and maybe he slammed into the front as well and bent it a little bit. I'm not sure. But they don't treat them as like beautiful, $50,000 SUVs anymore. They're like fun vehicles now. It just makes them so much cheaper to modify. And here we've got a Jeep. Everybody's seen a Jeep before. I'm gonna attempt the high line. through. Oh, he doesn't have a locker on. Look at all that flex.
There you go.
You can hear his little ARB making noises. I can't even hear the engine. It sounds like a manual almost.
It is.
It is a manual?
Yeah.
Back up.
Back up and go driver just a little bit. Yeah, he's in a manual. This is the one where I let him drive my Jeep for the day, and I drove this with no doors. It started raining on me the whole day.
Really?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
There you go. Trick driver.
Are you locked? Yeah.
Makes it less fun.
Well, he also has to drive it back to
Yeah.
Nebraska, so.
Oh, wow, from Nebraska.
Stay driver. Stay hard driver.
Stay driver. Stay driver.
Stay driver, driver, driver. No. You don't want to, there's a hole right here that you need to stay out of, so back up again and then just stay driver. Yay! And roll through, roll through, roll through. There you go.
There you go. Perfect.
Nice.
And he just walks right through it. Not even an obstacle. This is neat because it's a very stock looking Jeep Rubicon, and these things are incredibly like useful on trails and good, but they are also very long wheelbase. They're very long wheelbase, and they don't fit so well stock. You kind of have to like lift them quite a bit off the ground and put big tires to make them work really well off-road on trails like this, just because they get hung up from being so like low to the ground. A two-door Jeep is not going to have a lot of those problems because of the shorter wheelbase. They're just not going to, you know, break over on a rock like this so easily. Less options to get through everything. What he's doing over there, right there with the rocks, is he's kind of filling in potholes and making it easier for people to do the trail. Some people really dislike that because then it makes the trail much easier and they want the trail to be as hard as possible. And sometimes it's the opposite, where the big guys with 40-inch tires come through and they tear up easy trails and they make it really hard for the stock vehicles. Woo, I stood up too fast. Got a little dizzy. Where's the dog? Okay, so I thought this dog looked really silly in this harness, but pick her up by the harness. Off-roading, this is amazing. You can just grab the dog whenever you need to, and it's, focus on the dog. It makes it, watch your face, Mark, watch your face. Watch your dog's face. It makes it so much easier to deal with the little dog, to just grab it and pick it up, move it. It can run around here in the center of the Humvee like a truck bed, no problem, and then just pick it up when start, you know, like it's about to fall out. Way up here in the middle of nowhere, we find an antique, what would you call this, like an Etsy? Etsy concrete mixer. Look, it's electric. I wonder, they probably had maybe that was way aftermarket, like years later they added electric motors to it. How'd they get the power for it? They just ran it off of a diesel or something?
Yeah, generator probably.
Weird. So there's a rule to always get out and check how deep the water is, but I never do. But it didn't look very deep. It was about 2 feet deep at its deepest.
It never looks deep.
Not a problem for a Humvee. Dun-dun-dun.
No problem.
This is called Colorado pinstriping, where all the
What was your joke, Aaron?
it's what it's called, but now I'm getting hit constantly by trees. It's like pinstriping my arms. Look at Mark. Oh, there we go. I don't know if you can scratch this thing. It's like pretty tough.
Like vinyl liner or something. It's garbage liner.
Even though this thing doesn't have great paint, it still sparkles. Ooh. Ooh. We just found a dirt bike in the woods
I think Patrick
next to an obstacle. Yeah. Free dirt bike. All right. Somebody want to film? Oh, Brittany will film and I'll just jack her footage later.
Yeah, you can still. Alright, so we're just jumping on the back seat just in case. Since they don't have any roll cage protection. Ah! That's super. There you go, there you go, there you go, there you go, there you go! Woo! Passenger, passenger! Right there, keep going. Not too far. There you go, there you go. That's so dumb. Good job.
It's crazy. Crazy, but
All right. Stepchild comparison. Ready, go. You have to take the same line, Kevin, or a harder line.
I think we're trying to go harder like
Yeah, go straight in the middle. With all the big bumps and stuff. There you go, keep going. Keep going. Passenger, passenger. There you go. Woo! Good job. That's awesome.
Stand up in the middle. There you go. Like a mud cricket. The back of a pickup truck. Professional tech tip. Your legs are also shocks. And when the vehicle rides so badly in the back seat, you can use those.
much better view.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's amazing.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the trail is basically the exact same width as the Humvee throughout it, and you're gonna get lots of scratches on a newer Jeep coming through here. The Humvee's like plowing through the edges of the bushes pretty much the whole way. It's no big deal for this thing, but if you had a really nice Jeep, you're gonna get a lot of scratches. But they're also not quite as wide as this.
Alright. So we're in this beautiful, beautiful scenery. Light Bright Nation back there.
Right, it's about to get bumpy, Sam.
Alright. I got him.
There's been probably more than a dozen of these little water crossings. Oh, hey, there's a snow bank thing over there. Each time they're only about a foot deep. How deep is this one? This one's maybe 20 inches deep so far. I could see this whole trail when everything's thawing out getting pretty deep though. Snowball fight. What is this? Weird. See if I can dodge a snowball. Oh, you can easily dodge a snowball. Try again.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a snowball.
Yeah.
I'm too worn out.
Come on, Mark. Throw a snowball. Well, then you just missed. Come on. I feel like I could just dodge rocks. This is easy. Yeah. Look at how beautiful it is. Don't want to fall off that. It'd be hard to get back up. And if other vehicles were trying to pull you up, they'd be slipping and sliding everywhere. If anybody knows what kind of flowers those are, tell me. I'm curious. It's even prettier.
It's all the way up.
And then beautiful mountains. We're climbing so fast now, we're not even stopping to really look at the obstacles. There's a really cool obstacle right there that I should have filmed, of course. Maybe Brittany did. You did? And we are heading uphill very fast. It's always very difficult to show the elevation, but that's probably a 10-story raise in 100 yards, going right there and then back over. And then probably another 10-story raise in the next 100 yards. So we're going right uphill right now, like very steep. So we finally made it to the top. It probably took us, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours to get up here. Lots of rocky roads, tons of bushes scraping against nice Jeeps. Beautiful, beautiful waterfalls above the tree line. There's fields of flowers up here everywhere. All the vehicles made it without braking, which is amazing. The weather is gorgeous, but it's starting to get cold. And this is Wheeler Lake. It's the whole point of coming. I assume they call it Wheeler Lake since you had to have some type of off-road thing to get here. Let's see if he has any new scratches on it. The right rear? No, I mean from all the trees.
Oh, me or yours?
Me?
Yeah, you can down that rock hard.
Oh man, little tiny ding. He's okay. How about scratches? Did you get any new scratches?
I don't think so.
No?
Well, so I leave my Jeep.
It's under a wrap anyways.
I leave my Jeep extra dirty so the dirt protects from the scratches.
Yeah?
Yeah, is that how that works?
Probably. And this thing looks like some side-by-side thing sitting here like this.
It does.
It looks completely different than like a Jeep. It's weird because you could literally, if you did the same thing as this thing, lower your Jeep like a foot. But then you drag the belly on everything like I do.
Yeah.
I haven't really dragged the belly on this thing too much, but probably with a 2-inch lift, I would be over everything. It's still stock ride height, so it's pretty low considering like I take the hardest lines possible on everything, and I try to make my life more difficult. If you were trying to like avoid everything, you would not have the same problem I would. You would easily make it through all the trails without any like rock or panel damage.
Really well.
And a quick review of the trail. This would be a stock Humvee could make it up here. A stock TJ Jeep could make it up here. I think a YJ or any older CJ would have problems. They have such small tires from the factory. They don't really have a limited slip differential or anything. They are very low for the TJ or the CJs and YJs. The TJs and anything newer would have a very easy time getting up here. And then I think a stock base model JKU would probably have a tough time. But with a good driver, you could get anything from a TJ up, I think stock up here without too much of a problem. But you should probably have 33s and at least a limited slip or maybe a locker. And you definitely shouldn't do this trail alone because it is remote once you get up here. And it would be really, really hard to, oh, I'm filming myself, you're not in the camera. It'd be really hard to walk down here. You could totally do it, but if you were like, after breaking your vehicle, being up here all day long and waiting till it got dark because you're trying to work on it and stuff, if you tried to head down then, you would probably freeze to death and it would suck. And there wouldn't be anybody down at the reservoir, down at the bottom, and you would have probably like a 10-hour hike to get out of here kind of thing. And you wouldn't have camping supplies and stuff, unless you are well prepared. If you're prepared, go do it alone. I do trails all the time by myself, by the way. I've done Holy Cross by myself, Spring Creek tons of times. The old Carnage Canyon and Left Hand stuff, the Chinaman Gulch. What else have we done by ourselves? Lots of things like that. So I wouldn't really worry about being out with by yourself if you have enough camping gear and all that kind of stuff. Normally I'm just in a t-shirt because I'm an idiot. But you should definitely come to Wheeler Lake. You should probably be accurately prepared for the beauty that this place is. It's amazing. Okay, that's all. We're gonna drive back down in a bit and it's basically the exact same. You're heading downhill, so the only problem is maybe you'd roll going down some of the obstacles, but if you can make it to the top, there's no problem making it to the bottom. You just go down everything the way you came up, basically. Although it is, I must say, a lot of the time scarier going down obstacles than up, because if you're going up, you can stop and roll back, but if you're going down and it's a big obstacle, you're probably continuing going down regardless of how sketchy it is. Once you're committed to going down something, you're going down. Sarah, my girlfriend right there, is heading off for ultimate yoga girl points, heading to the waterfall to meditate, probably in Lululemon clothes, or something like that. Lululemon? Is that how you say it? Lululemon? I don't even know, I should know this. And probably do yoga poses for Instagram while we sit here and probably, since we're all car guys, talk about Jeeps or something next to beautiful stuff. What's interesting is like that water is raging. There must be a bigger mound behind it or something melting coming down because it looks like it's the top from right there, but it obviously isn't.
I feel like you're about to drown.
It's good though, huh?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh. Woo. Now we both die together.
You know what blows my mind, True? Is the fact that like you had to make this probably a year of your life to get up here before, like 100 years ago.
Easily.
You had to come up here and spend the entire season mining. Like no one came up here for fun. That wasn't a thing. You came up here and you spent the year like probably mining, being down below, doing work and prep and everything.
I haven't had the same comment about wagons in a while. Like,
yeah.
Like it's not a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. You would have to be so committed to do this.
10 feet, our wagon broke. We went another 10 feet.
Now we're dead.
Oh, dysentery.
And now you can just drive up here in an off-road vehicle that you buy basically stock, like the Jeeps and stuff, and do what was impossible 100 years ago. Or improbable.
I mean,
implausible.
Yeah.
Very hard. Okay, we'll go with that one. Very hard.
No, you gotta put your face in. No, doesn't count. No, put your face in it.
I did it the easy way. I seen it.
No, to the right slightly. There's a little waterfall thing to your right, very slightly.
There?
Right there. Down, look down. Right there, yeah, put your face in it. There you go.
All right, I'm gonna bottle my own beautiful sparkling mountain water, but look at the name. That place is so hilarious sounding. It's probably cleaner to do it and like less splashy down there. Let's do it down here. Look at this.
Now we free
Want some?
water.
I led the whole way up because Kevin was scared to get stuck because all he has is 40-inch tires and like Dana 60 and 80 axles and lockers and gears and a V8 swap and 500 horsepower and all that stuff. He was afraid he wouldn't be able to make it up here, so we drove up in front of him so we could pull him whenever he got stuck. But now he feels confident going downhill that the Jeep will be able to go downhill with gravity. So he's gonna lead now and we're gonna follow. So Kevin has to choose his line very carefully through here, and we have so much ground clearance. We have so much ground clearance. Uh-oh, I said that. Woo!
Center ground clearance.
Center ground clearance, not side to side. That's ridiculous. We need side to side ground clearance. The bushes are super tight through here. What's amazing is no matter how tight the bushes are, they're always way worse on Mark's side. I mean, like, look at this. The bushes aren't bad on my side, but Mark's side, jeez.
I have no idea why that happened there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
We come in and out the same way.
Both sides of the trail, coming in and going, both are worse on the passenger side. Look at this. Look at this, a brand new $50,000 Jeep. Before mods. Getting pinstriped. Is this something you guys would do? Tell me in the comments, yes or no. Is this silly, or is that exactly what it's meant to be? The Humvee, nobody cares if the Humvee gets scratched.
Pretty hard to scratch it.
You don't think we can scratch it? Do I need to try harder?
I mean, you did it with concrete, but I don't think the bushes are right there.
Nothing looks like an obstacle to this thing. Humvee Tech Tip by Mark Williams. If you have loose bolts in your Humvee, you can stick them to the back of a speaker. All your bolts, your nuts, anything metallic will safely go to the back of your speakers in your Humvee and keep all your bolts in one place. You could probably make a tool chest out of these. No problem. Oh, we got a hose clamp. Let me just, boop. It's on there.
That's a crappy hose clamp.
This is the ballsiest I've ever seen Kevin in his Jeep. I wonder if he means to be this ballsy. It looks cool though. See if mine will hold here, if it'll roll. Looks like it's solid. Let's see what Kevin's doing. I came to heckle you, Kevin. Woo, look it out. Oh no! He just tore a tire as I was watching.
Tore it?
Did you debeat it or tear it?
I don't know.
It was all the way to the rim.
Oh. Well, that sucks. What happened? Tore a tire?
Yeah, what do you want to do about it? I can winch you over onto your side and then we can change it.
Wait, is all the air out of it? I don't get it.
It made a big psh sound. It either.
No, I think it, no, I think,
Oh, it was? Did you tear
yeah,
it?
no, because it instantly stopped. I think you hit your, the air compressor.
I think it shot out the red plug for the air compressor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better.
I don't think it was the tire. I think it was the air setup.
Yeah, I need to find that little
The
plug.
bulk. Yeah, I think it was the bulkhead.
Well, why
go
don't you
ahead,
drive out of here?
Go ahead and drive down, and we can find it. The tire's fine.
Well, can I get in a better spot?
If you want to back up a little bit and turn driver a teeny bit sooner, but honestly, the way you're pitched in the front, you're gonna start climbing up this, like it's forcing you to climb up.
When?
Like now, like you were going.
That tire looks super flat.
Yeah, that doesn't look good, Britt.
You're good, keep going.
The tire doesn't look good.
Sheesh. Oh,
Why isn't the tire?
That is,
not ideal. It looks like it has a lot of traction.
Has all the traction.
Do what?
As you come forward, turn passengers.
Do you want to put air in the thing?
You're about to drop on your
I can't turn, Britt.
Tell him to turn passengers.
He
He
can't
can't, he
turn.
doesn't want to hear you.
There you go. You're about to come back down with the passengers.
Somehow?
This looks like it's getting sketchy.
No, you're good.
This
Nice,
was-
slow. I know. You're good. Just go real slow right here. Keep turning.
We'll get it once you're down. Come
Once
on.
you're down, don't worry about it. Turn a little passenger right there. There you go, right there. Perfect. Keep coming. There you go. No, he's fine. Keep going, Kev. There you go. You're good. Woo! Look at that. Woo! You're about to be down. There you go. You're down. Guys, you're back driving.
I'm gonna go pee.
Alright, Aaron's next, and this is bound to be absolutely terrifying. There is a 95% chance that this is going to end up on its side. There's a cropping up here. It's going to prevent you from continuing to go sideways. That's going to go higher. Yeah, you're good. There goes the other tire now. Tire's off the ground. Aaron! Yeah, Aaron! There's a rock right here that's going to keep you from sliding too far this way. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Just like that. There you go. About to come down in the passenger front. Oh, God. Driver!
sliding just like.
So we saw two very different ways from coming down.
Yeah.
One with a lot of flex, which was Kevin, and one with zero flex. Brittany, how did it work? Which one was better?
You did not flip. I was 100% expecting him to turn it on and
Really?
just like, bloop. Yeah, I was expecting you to just flop on the side.
What is it, anticlimactic then?
Kind of actually. It was actually less crazy than you doing just that little baby trench yesterday where you pulled a tire like 7 feet into you.
Yeah.
Oh God. That's so sketchy. Oh my God. So far, Aaron is definitely winning. Oh my God. Aaron, you legit might flip right now. I'm so serious. Yeah.
I was kind of like, I was puckered starting, and then he was like, oh, you're good on the edge. And then it felt like nothing coming all the way down. It didn't feel like any...
No.
I mean, I can take that
Mark,
same
did it
line
feel
too
scary?
if we don't want to flex. I can take that same line.
Oh, I see.
It's a weird flex, but okay, bro.
Yeah. I mean, not a flex.
Yeah.
Okay, two different ways to do the exact same thing. You do not need flex in your off-road vehicle. What? It is, no, you don't need any. It's useless.
Don't listen to him.
Completely useless.
This guy's crazy.
Yeah?
Listen to him. That's for sure.
You're the only one that's had a strap hooked up to your vehicle today.
Yeah, pulling a Dodge.
This is all, what? Is it moving?
No, it needs to be pulled forward.
Oh, we'll be fine. Kevin has to move first.
Well, after he's
This is all flex. This thing is a little teeny tiny monster. I don't even think it matters what line he takes.
I don't think it does either.
You gotta get Brittany that video of my tire like smushed to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get her everything. Here we go. Here comes the flex. Here comes the flex.
There you go.
He doesn't even need a spotter. I love
I
it.
know.
He's confident. Oh, he's going for it.
Passenger.
There you go.
Here we go.
Passenger. More passenger. Passenger.
That is baller. Awesome. Good job.
Good job.
Driver.
That was beautiful.
That was perfect.
And just to be clear, a stock Jeep can take a different line down this. You don't have to do the crazy line. So you could just like drive over here and then cut across, and I don't know where you go from there.
Right here.
You're down right there.
Oh, right here?
Where he is,
Stock
yeah.
people just come down right here.
Yeah.
There you go then.
So, hold on, we're gonna have to
And that
move
thing
before
is
you
so
come down.
quiet.
Yeah, it's cool.
It sounds electric. You hear the brakes over the car.
It was just like.
I was trying. I was just rubbing into my fender. I was trying to turn.
Oh, are you?
That little thing is so impressive. I love it.
Yeah.
She doesn't care.
Let me see my flex.
She doesn't notice herself.
She is not. She's oblivious to like that, the camera stuff. Like
I know, I just thought she might do something if she was in it herself.
She doesn't.
It's the dash.
This is a behind the scenes look at Kevin the YouTuber. You can see that he has a very professional setup with not only a dead cat attached to his iPhone, but also a holder.
Just come on down.
As beautiful pickup trucks roll by, this is, look, he gives him a high five so that there's positive energy in the video. Great job. Very, very good.
Okay.
Look at him encourage the next person to come down and do something stupid in front of his camera so that he can make money off of his YouTube viewers.
That is
Come
so
on.
mean. Okay, so this one's not very flexy. I'm kind of worried.
The worst that can happen is you get extra views, Kevin. Bring him on down. Let's do this.
All right. Okay,
This is a
straighten out,
mildly
straighten up,
lifted
straighten
Jeep
up.
Rubicon in its natural habitat.
All right,
It has
hold on, go.
slightly larger
Take it easy,
tires.
because I don't know what your articulation's like. Turn passenger a little bit. Little passenger.
You can tell the owner likes his vehicle and has
Little
bought
passenger.
wider fender flares. I think those are wider fender flares. I can't tell on these new Jeeps.
Passenger.
In the front. They look
Okay.
a lot wider than the rear.
Hold it right there. Keep coming. And then you're gonna turn driver as the driver's side drops. Wait until it drops and roll through it. There you go. There you go. All right. No, passenger. Sorry, just as you
He's
come
doing
forward.
dual duty, the YouTuber. He's both giving positive reinforcement and telling him where to take his car,
There you go.
and also recording at the same time. This is multitasking and beautiful.
It's actually kind of
wait.
difficult.
Yeah. And at the same time, I'm getting eaten by a mosquito here in my hand. Or as we call them in Alabama, skeeters.
Doing multiple
Skeeter bugs.
duties because I got Aaron whispering in my ear while I'm
Yeah.
trying to guide somebody and film. Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm sure you can handle it. All right, was that the last one? Nope.
No, there's one
We
more.
got another Jeep.
Yeah, we got one more.
This is not a regular Jeep. This is considered a grand Jeep. It is
It's
a
the-
more expensive version of the normal Jeeps. It has extra rocker panel protection in the form
Come forward
of
just a little bit,
plastic.
just so. I mean, he'll be fine. He has plenty of flex and everything. Maybe a different angle maybe of this one?
This vehicle has coilover suspension, it looks like. It has bigger axles. It has bigger tires. It has the bumper has been removed, if you look carefully, so that it fits rocks underneath the fenders like that, like like that. Let's see here. Oh man, these mosquitoes. Oh no, now it's a fly. This time it's a fly. It's not gonna focus. Anyways, you can trust me on that one. Here he comes.
Right there.
No effort at all. Looks beautiful. This truly is the grandest of Jeeps. Ooh, he's getting a little air in the back. So simple. Beautiful. Perfect. All right. Now time to move.
Enough to hold it for the air locker.
Kevin, I have a theory.
What's up?
Lockers and 40-inch tires ruin off-roading and make everything too easy.
Yes and no. I do enjoy the difficulty of a lesser built vehicle, but not when you're us and you're traveling the entire country and you have to do a difficult trail and then drive thousands of miles somewhere. So yes and no.
But you just do more difficult trails and more difficult trails as the vehicle gets more built up.
Yes.
So it's the same amount of difficulty, but you're in a more built up car.
Yes.
But if you're not doing super difficult trails and you just want to do normal beautiful trails, then everything's too easy. Did you literally have a wheel slip today? Like a single tire slip?
No, I probably could have done it in two-wheel drive. No.
You probably could have gone through the entire trail in two-wheel drive.
Pretty close. Not
Yeah.
the hard lines. You mean if I just wanted to get to the
Yeah.
top of the mountain?
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
What do you think? Did you ruin it?
He does what he wants to.
Okay, that's fair enough.
It works.
Is what he wants it to impress people?
Well, yeah.
So let me borrow your
That's the
power
whole
tank.
reason to build a
Look
vehicle.
at these. Look at these 40s over here. This
Yeah.
asshole in his no in his Humvee and his 40s.
Yeah, but this is like a joke vehicle. This is different. It's very different.
I don't know that anyone else has done it with less flex than this vehicle. Just did.
The little tiny like Willis CJs, CJ2As or whatever do. They have literally
Less
no
flex
flex.
than this?
Oh, they have
Less
they
flex.
have a
They have like
they have a
zero
little
flex.
Willie's club. I'm part of it, Little Willie Club. No, but they were on. They
Hence
were
the
out.
40-inch tires.
They were out like in Moab and stuff like that. They were doing like super hard trails and these little Jeeps with no suspension, nothing, and they just
Drive through everything.
Literally just drive to the top of that mountain right there, and it doesn't even matter because there's
Yeah.
like no weight to them, and they just bounce.
They're called men. Men.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
something like that.
I would say the Humvee's doing pretty well. What do you think, True?
Yeah, it's
Did
working.
it do better than you thought it was going to?
It didn't really have any problems. I mean, it went over.
No,
it
I
just-
mean, did you
just kinda
expect it to fail?
Not really. After the diesel thing went wrong, it's been fine. Just did.
She'll be good, mate.
Should be good, Mike.
She's a goer.
She's a goer and a shower.
I don't know what that means.
I mean, she doesn't go fast, but she does.
Hey, look, people are putting their doors back on. That's cool. They must have hidden them somewhere.
Where are your doors, Aaron?
My doors are back in Texas.
Back in my shop.
True. Please introduce where we are.
Well, you see, we're on the flip. No, I'm not gonna flip.
Sorry.
I don't know what to do about it. We're on the flip side in Breckenridge. It's super fancy. I don't really know.
It's beautiful. It's cute. Everything is really, really
Everything's
cute.
super beautiful here.
Yeah.
But just like I've never been to a town that's like neat. You know what it reminds me of? The town from Hot Fuzz. There's something missing here.
What is it?
Something amiss.
You're just saying it's the
It's all-
whitest place on earth.
No, it's all for the greater good, you know?
I have no idea
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
Hot Fuzz?
I saw the movie.
Yeah.
They just got rid of all the
the
poor
greater
people.
good.
Yeah. They just like,
Yeah.
they just killed anybody that did any crime or anything.
But it turned out to be a really nice town, didn't it?
It was a really nice town.
Yeah, this town looks really, really nice. It looks like everybody's on their way to yoga.
Oh yeah, especially Sarah. Oh, well, yeah.
So what time do you guys want to hit the trail tomorrow? I need to know.
That was good.
I need to know what time you guys are wanting to meet at the trail. 11,
Did you
12?
zoom in on it? You got to zoom in on it.
No, it was
Oh,
for
okay.
you.
Okay.
What time we hit the
I
trail
I
tomorrow?
don't know, man. It doesn't.
I
I don't
have
know
to
where we're
get-
staying. Where are we staying?
Well, if we stayed here, we're an hour or 40-minute
Well,
drive.
pick a time and then tell them 1 hour later because we're obviously going to be late.
At least an hour later. Probably an hour and a half later. There's gonna be
try
some.
to get there by 10.
There's gonna be some dipshit like broken down on the exit ramp. We're gonna have
Well,
to
we
drag
have to
him off.
unload Aaron's.
That takes like 10 seconds.
Yeah, we got to find a place to park out there on a Saturday.
Oh, Holy Cross has plenty of space.
Oh.
I've been there before. It's got
Okay.
lots of space.
Well then,
Hey, a yoga frolicker.
Oh, she's going to the North Face store. Right, which is right next to the Patagonia store, which is next to the Marmot.
Which is right next to Olive
Marmot
Fusion
store
tasting room.
and Lululemon. Let's go. Fancy burgers.
Make sure I paid for this.
Did you pay for it?
Yeah, I paid for it.
What are you hiding? What are you hiding, Drew?
What do you want? Hide my ice cream.
What kind did you get, True?
I got strawberry because it's tasty.
Yum. There's nothing wrong with that.
strawberry ice cream?
He's a dick about it.
So we were outside and we were watching. Yeah, no, we were outside.
No, this
And he
a
was staring at
final
like
day.
underage yoga girls walking by.
What?
Yeah.
They were not underage.
She probably wasn't underage.
Also, that was just like.
But I like how he admitted just now he's like staring
it
at
was
girls'
jean
butts.
shorts.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a second.